Yo, it's your boy, Orion, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. NFL top 5 most improved players in the NFC going into 2020 with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. So yesterday, I did the NFL top 5 most improved players in the AFC. So your boy's been doing a lot of research. I've been watching film. I got off work today about 4 o'clock Pacific time, and I've been reading articles, going to team websites, watching film, watching NFL Network, watching Good Morning Football, watching NFL Total Access. It's NFL 24/7 on your boy's brain. So it took me a little while to kind of come up with a list, and I didn't want to be just like everyone else. I wanted to be a little bit deeper. Of course, I'm going to mention some things that are the obvious, as you can see with like Tom Brady in the corner there, and I'm going to go over the reasonings why, not just because I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, as most of y'all know, but I'm going to give you the numbers from last year, and then as we're going into this year, Brian Chaffino starting off the donations. Bang! $1. Appreciate you very, very much. But this is going to be a very entertaining show, and you'll see some names on the list that you will be like, okay, but there's going to be names on the list that are going to shock you coming from someone that's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. I have no bias. I do the research, and I'm going to give it to you right down the middle, and that's why people love this channel. It's no sugarcoat bullshit. There's no narrative. You know, I'm not getting money from certain franchises to talk their franchises up like skip. So you guys buckle up and get ready for a fun show. NFL top 5 most improved players in the NFC in 2020 with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. All right, so let me acknowledge a few of y'all that have hopped in the room before I get into my list. I'm excited to do this video because obviously my team is in the NFC, but I know a lot of the people that follow this channel, your team is in the NFC. So you want to get my opinion from someone that's not going to sugarcoat it, give you some bullshit. You're going to get the real facts, the real deal Holyfield. You feel me? Justin Wills in the building. What to do? Michael Pierpont, fly Eagles fly in the building. What to do? He said Miles Sanders in the thumbnail. Damn right. My boy. I'm smart. I ain't no dummy. Justin Wills says, how you been? I'm great, man. Got my full-time job with the warehouse. I'm grinding almost every day, pumping out these live streams. So I'm going to be putting out some great material each day or almost every day to kind of just get you there. Just to get you there until we get to this NFL season. There's not going to be a preseason, it looks like. So I'm going to try to make it as entertaining and fun and also informative, because that's what you guys get here. You guys get the information, but you get it in a way where you guys can relate, and there is no bias, and that's why people love the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Lenny D, what to do? Fly, Eagles, fly, my guy. Chaffino, Ravens flock in the building. How are you, my guy? I hope you're doing great. Besides the Kansas City Chiefs, I really think the Ravens, this could be the year. I mean, if it's not the Chiefs and the Ravens find a way to get to that AFC Championship game and win, they're winning it all. So, you know, you have a lot to look forward to with Lamar Action Jackson, New Wave. I absolutely love the Chiefs and the Ravens and how they're built. And a lot of us are in the NFC. So we're just trying to get to the tourney and see what happens and see how we match up. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, you guys might have, you know, a dynasty building over there with the Chiefs and the Ravens. But over here in the NFC, it's very competitive. And it's been that way for a long time. So I'm going to go over some of the names that you are going to see break out, have better years. And it's not only more improved from 2019 in real life. These are guys that you're going to want to get in fucking fantasy if you want your numbers to go up. I've done the research. I watched the film. I know what I'm talking about. This is going to be a fun list for all of y'all. Lenny D, Pierpont says no preseason games. Justin Wills, he says Cam Newton. Well, in the AFC, that could have been maybe in the video from yesterday. We're doing NFC, baby. We're doing NFC, baby. Bulent, Sarakaya, Booby Miles is going to tear it up this season. 2 Sanders on the list, 6 Inc. What to do? Javarez, Wills, Cowboy Nation, all the way. We got both Wills bros in the building. Who dat? Who dat? Who dat gonna beat them Saints? Nyland Saints in the building. Sir Luke, bang, $5. We damn boys, the Wills bros in the building. Nathan Dotson, Suppo Rizzle in the building. Let's fucking go. Everyone's in the building. He said, we're winning this Super Bowl. Simple. And then Justin Wills says, why are you in here? Everyone's in the building. So let me get into the list. And 2 Sanders on the list. Something impressive. And I obviously was going back and forth with a few players. Brian Chaffino, bang, $1. Sir Luke, bang, $5. Love you. Toby in the building. Who dat? You dat. Bang, Nyland Saints in the building. And these are things as a Bucks fan. No bias. If you're good and you're great, I admire greatness. It doesn't matter if it's in the NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, NHL. If you are great and you are great at what you do, you will get a shout out from your boy, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics, your boy Ryan. All right, so let's start it off with number 5. Number 5 on the list is the obvious. It's the guy on the top right-hand corner. He's on my team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But this isn't something where I'm just biased because I got Tom Brady. The stats were bad last season, and that's why a lot of people think that Tom Brady isn't going to be able to get it done in Tampa Bay, but I highly disagree. In 2019, he had 37.4% in completion percentage under pressure. That was one of the worst in the NFL. But why was that happening in New England? No Gronk to give him time. The wide receivers were banged up. You know, N'Keal Harry was supposed to be that guy to step up. He never really got a chance to shine. Julian Edelman was out there, but you can't just count on one guy, and then you had Sony Michel and James White. So Tom Brady definitely struggled, and you saw it on film. You know, you saw it on paper with the stats, okay? No Gronk is big because I think people forget bringing Gronk in to Tampa Bay not only gets you that chemistry with Brady and Gronk. The number one thing that I'm looking forward to is the blocking that Gronk is going to provide to make my running game better. He's still one of the better blocking tight ends in the NFL, even if he hasn't played in about a year and a half. So I know that the running game isn't the greatest. I don't have a stud back there, you know, a 3-down back like a Mike Allstott back in my day, which was my favorite player on the offense. There is no Mike Allstott back there. Shit, there's not even a fucking work done back there, okay? But he's going to help with the running game, and he's also going to help Tom with time in the pocket. 67.4 passer rating with targets aligned wide because they didn't have any fucking buddy to go wide and down the fucking field in New England last year. Evans can line up wide. Godwin can line up in the slot or line up wide. Godwin and Gronk, less drops, better stats. And check this out, a nice stat that I decided to dig up because you know I'm digging up all kinds of things. Surprisingly, the New England Patriots wide receivers had 34 drops last season. That was 5th most. So no wonder Tom Brady looked shitty for a good chunk of the season because a lot of those throws that he would normally make and you move the chains, first down, Patriots, those were drops. Those were turnovers. Those were punts on 4th down. So I know Mike Evans, Godwin, Gronk, O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate, Tyler Johnson, my rookie from Minnesota, will improve the stats, and I think that we'll be competitive with the Nyland Saints. We may not win the division, but I'm very confident that we are going to make the playoffs this year. We're going to end the drought from not being in there since 2007. He will play better than people think, and you got not to ever forget the chemistry between 2 superstars, Brady, Gronk, Jordan, Pippen, Malone, Stockton, Kobe, Shaq. I mean, it's inevitable. You cannot deny the fact that the greatness is there, regardless if you love those teams or hate those teams, hate those players. When you watch them play and ball together, you can see it. It's very hard to defend and stop, and I think that Tom Brady is going to have a bounce back year. Now, is Tom Brady going to be a top 5 quarterback this season? I'm not saying that one bit, but I am saying that I feel that if everything goes smoothly like I think it is, and as long as we don't have any big injuries, there's a chance for Tom Brady to be a top 12 quarterback in the NFL this season, which I think is fair. You know, with a chance to be maybe in the top 8 if things overachieve and he starts bombing 2 or 3 touchdowns every week. But let's just be a little humble with it, and let's just go top 12, and let's let those other guys see what they can do. But I think Tom Brady can definitely bounce back, especially with all those drops from last season. 34 by the Patriots wide receivers. That's not good. And under pressure, he was not very good last season. Should be better this year. Number 5, my guy, Tom Brady. Number four is one of my favorite wide receivers in the entire league. It seems like everywhere that this guy goes, he gets to a fucking Super Bowl. He may win some, he may lose some, but you remember him on the Pittsburgh Steelers with Big Ben. You remember him with Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. Then you remember him last year with Jimmy G and the 49ers. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Who are we talking about? The newly acquired New Orleans Saints represent at wide receiver with can't guard Mike. You only hope to contain him. You can't guard him. Emmanuel Sanders at number 4. Now, his stat line was decent last season, right, with the two teams that he split with. 66 receptions, 869 yards, 5 TDs. I bet you he doubles that this season. He'll be able to get somewhere, I would assume, in the 70 to 80 reception range. He's definitely going to get over 1,000 yards, if I had to bet, somewhere between maybe 11 and 1,200. And he definitely can get double-digit touchdowns. If he doesn't hit over 10, I almost guarantee he'll be at 9, especially with Drew Brees. So 9 touchdowns or more from Emmanuel Sanders, that's a given. And he has upside to get you as many as probably 12, 13, or 14. Even with all the looks that can't guard Michael Thomas is going to get as the best wide receiver in the game, there's going to be plenty of looks for Emmanuel Sanders, Jared Cook, AK-41, Alvin Kamara. This team is amazing. They have plenty of pieces that are willing to prove that they still got it. I listened to a radio interview today while I was at work with Cameron Jordan. People were saying that the window is closing. People are saying that they don't know how to finish. People are saying that they're not going to get it done. But people in the Saints organization, they don't believe it. They don't believe it. And I feel that if you can be mentally strong and just be together, be one, and then fight for the common ground. Tampa Bay's coming, and that's my team. But on paper, and from what I've seen, this team is ready. Eventually, they're going to have to break the mold and get further and further. It's not like this team hasn't got to the playoffs the last 3 years. They're getting there. They're just falling a little short. The weakness that they had, obviously, was with a little bit with the running game, with AK-41, Alvin Kamara getting a little bit banged up, about 65% all season. Latavius Murray's a good back, but he ain't no Mark Ingram. All right? And you need to have a healthy running game to balance out Drew Brees. But one of the biggest weaknesses was the offensive line. Warford, Andrews Pete. You have McCoy from the year before from A&M. You picked up Ruiz on the offensive line from Michigan. These guys are not only going to make a difference this year, but they're going to make differences moving forward even after Drew Brees is no longer there. If it's Jameis Winston, if it's Taysom Hill, which I love, I'm not sure if they're going to give him that opportunity to be the man out there. But Emmanuel Sanders at number 4, that stat line is going to go up, up, up. And if it does, a great shot for an NFC championship game. And not only that, a Super Bowl berth for the New Orleans Saints. And I'm a Bucs fan, so I'm just keeping it real. Number 3. Number 3 is a player that I love. He wanted to trade in the offseason. Things have been getting a little spicy in Niner Town. I didn't really know if he was going to stay with Bang Bang Niner Gang and the San Francisco 49ers. This guy is one of the most underrated running backs, just like Chris Carson is in the Northwest. Who am I talking about at number 3? I'm talking about running back stud Raheem Mostert. So guys that would normally average over 5 yards per carry, it was Raheem Mostert, right? Derrick Henry, right? Guys that you would assume would be Derrick Henry and Mark Ingram. So there wasn't too many guys that average 5 yards per carry. Check it out. Breida is gone to the Dolphins. So there's a lot of room. There's a lot of wiggle room to show what you can do. And he led all qualified running backs yards per rush outside the tackles, 6.2. This guy can ball. All right, 772 rushing yards, 8 TDs. You better believe he's going to get over 1,000. I'm thinking 1,200 to 1,400, and he can definitely get into that 10 to 14 touchdowns on the ground type of range. Raheem Mostert isn't the biggest name, just like Matt Breida. They're not big names, right, compared to the Zeke Elliott's and the Christian McCaffreys, right, and the Saquon Barkleys. But sometimes you don't need to be those big names, right? I'll be very honest. If Raheem Mostert would agree to come to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I would take him in a fucking heartbeat. This guy can get it fucking done. Raheem Mostert led qualified backs of everyone in the NFL outside the tackles, 6.2 yards per carry. This is legit, guys. So if you look for a back in fantasy, These are the type of guys, the sleepers, the RB3s, the flexes. You need to have these Raheem Mosterts on your squad. I absolutely love Raheem Mostert. Love it, love it, love it. You feel me? You feel me on my list? Okay? And then another spot as we're moving up the chain. We went Tom Brady, right? We went Emmanuel Sanders at 4, right? Right? Then at 3, right? Raheem Mostert. You like the list so far, you guys? Are you guys into this? All right. At number 2 is a guy, I used to call him Fish God. All right. Now he's the desert god. He's going to be in connection with Kyler Murray and one of the most prolific offenses that we have ever seen going into 2020. I'm talking about the desert god, a.k.a. Kenyon Drake. All right. David Johnson is gone. As you can tell, there's a theme here. A lot of these guys no longer have the competition in the backfield to really show what they can do. All right. He rushed for 15 miles per hour on 26.8% of his rushes in a Cardinal uniform, considerably higher when he was on the Miami Dolphins. All right, 643 yards, 8 TDs on the ground. He's going to smash that motherfucking number, completely out of the water. You got an up-tempo type of back, shifty, up-tempo kind of offense. Kyler Murray, D-Hop, Larry Fitz, Christian Kirk, Andy Isabella. Look for Kenyon Drake to possibly make the Pro Bowl this season, just like Kyler Murray. I feel that there's a shot. Kyler Murray, Kenyon Drake, D-Hop, all 3 can make the Pro Bowl. And let's not forget, on the opposite side of the ball, you got guys like Chandler Jones, top 5 pass rusher in the league, top 5 defensive player overall in the league. You got Budda Baker on the back end, and one of my favorites coming in, the next superstar for the Cardinals, Isaiah Simmons at linebacker. Okay, this guy could be a Luke Kuechly-ish kind of guy. I'm really excited to see Isaiah Simmons do what he does on the football field and bring some respect to the Cardinals defense and especially help them win some games this season. Kenyon Drake at number 2. And last but not least, I got a tie for number 1, and we're going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Whether you love them or whether you hate them, you got to respect them, unless you're a Cowboys fan. So I guess that way, if you need to talk shit, you can do what you need to do. JJ Trilla, I don't know if you're in the building right now or not, but you might be in here. But I got to give the Eagles some respect, and I got to give him a little honorable mention with this side player with Booby, Miles Sanders. So my honorable mention that I got to squeak in there, and I got to let you guys know, is someone that I feel that is getting slept on. Nobody is talking about him in the organization. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about wide receiver Marquise Goodwin. All right, I think that he actually can spice things up and draw some things downfield. Check this out. This was very crazy to me. Carson Wentz only completed 11 of 44 deep passes to wide receivers last year. Let me say that again. Carson Wentz, who I consider a top 4 quarterback in the league, struggled because his wide receivers were hurt all season. So they had to go from, wide receiver 1, Alshon Jeffrey, wide receiver 2, D Jackson, then had to go all the way down the line, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. You had to just keep going down the depth chart, and then you had so bad it hurt Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. But overall, 11 for 44 with deep passes with wide receivers last year. A guy like Marquise Goodwin is underrated. He can spread the field. He is a fucking speedster. He's like on DC. He is the Flash. I'm not sure if you guys watch that show on WB. I do, and I know Marquise Goodwin. He's got the speed, and you know what we say? Speed kills. He is going to open up the field for not only Jalen Reagor, not only D-Jax, the rest of the tight end crew, but it'll even help guys like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside get himself acclimated to the lineup, even though he's deeper on the depth chart. I absolutely love Marquise Goodwin. So I had to throw him in there, a part of the list, because no one's talking about him. Your boy does the research. I watched the film. I know exactly what they're going to get this season. And number 1, the Philadelphia Eagles running back, the stud, the guy that's going to break out just like Josh Jacobs did last season. Josh Jacobs is getting all the love of being a top 8, top 10 running back from the Las Vegas Raiders. And guess what? This upcoming year, you're going to get it from Miles, a.k.a. Booby Sanders. Penn State alums, Chris Godwin, Saquon Barkley, Miles Sanders, KJ Hamler from Denver. Yes, please sign me up. Check this out. 16 games last season. Eagles fans, you already know what it is. Bang, Sir Luke, $5. He said, why does Dak think he should be paid like an elite? He hasn't proved anything. I disagree. He's proved some things, but he hasn't improved as much as he thinks like he's in that Patrick Mahomes category, and that's facts. But let's go back to Miles Sanders. Booby, 16 games, 818 yards on the ground. Only 3 TDs. All right? He's definitely going to squash that fucking number through the roof. 50 receptions out of 63 targets. This guy's got glue for hands. Get him to stick him. He doesn't even need it. 509 yards and 3 TDs in the air. If there's any player that's going to absolutely demolish, smash their numbers from last season going into this season, I mean, do I need to read it again? 16 games, 818 yards. He's definitely getting over 1,000 this season. 3 touchdowns on the ground. I mean, I almost feel that he's going to get in the end zone for 8 to 12. All right, and then 50 receptions for 63 targets. He can get even better stats than that because his hands are great. He's very shifty. 509 yards could go all the way up to 700 or 800, and he could get somewhere between 5 and 6 TDs in the air instead of 3. So I see him really doubling the production, not only on the ground with the touchdowns, but through the air, and look for that yardage to go up quite a bit. There's a chance if they pound the rock, who knows? We might be able to get this guy to 12 to 1,400 yards on the ground when it's all said and done. So that is my list for the NFL top 5 most improved players in the NFC in 2020 with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. So what do you guys think of my list? I know I am a Bucs fan, right? But as you guys know, I'm not biased. I call it right down the middle. I definitely watched the film, and I think that a lot of people, I mean, are just haters. I mean, we realize that. There's a lot of haters out there, and they're all about their teams. But that's why people come here, to get an honest opinion so that they know that when you come here, you're going to get straight facts, straight fire, straight energy, and there's no bias whatsoever. So you know, if I say it, chances are it's going to come true because I am very good based on the research, the analysis, the game film. I feel that with the amount of time that I put in every day, about 5 to 7 hours, you know, if you end up working that hard on your craft, you know, and this is a daily thing for me, I mean, I feel it's been a long time since I've been really, really wrong or way off on analysis because it's my favorite thing to do. Film analysis and breakdown of film is probably my most favorite thing to do besides just talk NFL in general. You know what I mean? If there was a chance that I could get on with NFL Network and break down film with them, I mean, that might be just heaven on earth for me. So as long as I keep grinding, you know what I mean? You guys keep supporting, you know, we can get there. Nathan Dotson in the building. Suppo Rizzo. Where are you, my dog? He said, Javares Wills, he said, we're winning the Super Bowl. Simple. Justin Wills says, why are you in here? Adobe's in the building. Who dat? You dat. Oh, now we're going basketball. He said prime D Rose or prime D Wade. Well, they play 2 different positions, Justin. You just switched it up on me. You're going NBA, you're going point guard, and then you're going shooting guard. I mean, D Wade is a top 5 shooting guard of all time, right? D Rose had a chance to be, I wouldn't say top 5 point guard of all time, but he definitely was in the running to be top 10, you know, if he wouldn't have gotten hurt. I mean, we didn't really see anything like D Rose for quite some time, a shorter point guard that had just the bounce in his legs and those throwdowns that he did in those first couple years before he got hurt. And anytime a guy fights through adversity, ACL, MCL, PCL, and comes back, and then he threw up that like 50-point game last year or the year before, you know, that stuff kind of makes you cry, you know what I mean? It's like such determination where he could have just hung it up and quit, you know what I mean? But he wanted to prove, probably not only to the fans, but himself, that he still had it, you know what I mean? And I can really respect a guy like D Rose, even though a lot of people kind of gave up on him. That's the type of athlete that I absolutely love rooting for, and that's facts. Lenny D, fly, Eagles, fly. What a do. Javaris Wills says D Rose all the way. I don't know how this turned into an NBA conversation, but we will see. Lenny D says prime D Rose. But they're 2 different positions. You got to be able to compare guys. More of a comparison would have been D Wade or Clyde Drexler. Then you have an argument because most people think you got Jordan at 1, Kobe at 2, all time at shooting guard, and then 3, D Wade or Clyde Drexler. I mean, that's kind of the pecking order. And then you got guys like Klay Thompson that are playing basketball now at that shooting guard position. He's going to be able to make a name for himself, just to throw out another name of a current player that I think that's amazing at the shooting guard position. Lenny D, fly Eagles fly. Prime D Rose, I agree. Toby, he said, Laviska Shenault going off. I absolutely love him. I watched him at Colorado. I seen him in person at Ducks games in Eugene. I had front row seats when he came to town a few times. Good route runner, good hands. He's got good bounce. And the thing is, it's just a matter of staying healthy. That's really the only knock on Laviska Shenault's game, is being able to stay healthy. But I think he's very underrated. And if he can end up just getting some work out there, he's really going to be able to tear it up. And that's facts. Tampa Bay got receivers now. Damn right we do. And we got a lot of them. We got a lot of weapons. A great shot to be a top 5 offense in the NFL this season. And I don't even have a stud running back yet. So just imagine if you ended up having a stud running back on top of all the pieces that I have. And I imagine they're going to address that next year. And they'll either draft one or someone in free agency will come over. And then that'll be kind of like the icing on the cake, the cherry on top. If we can't get to the playoffs this year, or if we get there and we get knocked off by someone to go a little bit further next year, that's what you might need to add to the roster. And that's facts. Ruiz, LA Rams. He said Cooper Kupp. Absolutely. Well, I feel with Cooper Kupp, it's more of comeback player of the year. And that's another video that I'm going to do. Most improved. For me, it's like, comeback player of the year, him, AJ Green are at the top of the list. If you want like breakout player of the year, Cooper Kupp, AJ Green, DK Metcalf. I can go on and on and on about guys that are going to be able to break out, guys that are going to, be comeback player of the year, depending on who I'm talking about. Obviously with DK Metcalf, he's just going to be better than he was last year. He had a case of the drops, and he definitely had a lot of targets, but he's not a Tyler Lockett. That's facts, you know what I mean? But he's getting better, and he's a big physical wide receiver. He's built like LeBron James, like a linebacker, but he's going to get better. But as far as a player, Ruiz, LA Rams, what a do, baby? I think Cooper Kupp has a chance, like I already told you before, to be a top 6 wide receiver this season. It all depends on the targets, how much they address him in the offensive lineup, and the game plan from week to week. But I think that he can definitely be the comeback player of the year, even over a guy like AJ Green. And that's saying a lot if both guys stay healthy for the full season. I absolutely love me some Cooper Kupp. Anybody that's from the Northwest, that's from Oregon or Washington, and you go to a smaller school, and if you stay on the West Coast and you're in California and you're over here on the West Side with your boy, I'm always rooting for guys like that, especially guys are slept on, thinking that Cooper Kupp can't ball. He's the prototypical New England Patriot wide receiver, that Caucasian, crafty, white wide receiver, Julian Edelman. I can go down the list with all the different receivers that they have, but he's a clone of that type of guy. He fits the mold, and I know New England, he'll be calling. Bill Belichick will be calling at some point when Kupp's contract is up after this year. Don't be surprised if New England goes hard for a guy like Cooper Kupp. But as far as Ruiz is concerned, he wants to make sure that he can have a great year and gets locked up with Jared Goff in the Goffense, and I don't blame him. Justin Will says, I got D Wade over D Rose. Shooting guard, point guard. You can't compare the two. You know what I mean? It's like Magic and Jordan, or Bird and Magic. It's just different positions. You can't compare them. That's facts. Chafino, Tom Brady has a line and good weapons, and the defense is good. Offensive line still needs a little bit of work. The running game needs a little bit of work. The defense is pretty good on the front 7, and the secondary is underrated, and that's where people are going to be very surprised, very shocked on the development on the shitty secondary from the last 3 years, and when they watch the secondary this year, it's going to be almost eye-opening, where you're going to be like, wow, like, where did these guys come from? And it's all about that Tom Brady energy of being a winner. Now it's no longer in October where you're like, we're going to Sizzler, we're going to Red Lobster, the season's over, when is the NFL draft? Now it's like we are going Super Bowl or bust. And it's cool to be able to have a guy that's going to hold guys accountable, where it's like, we're trying to win something here. I'm trying to go to the fucking playoffs. I have no understanding or feeling what it's like to be in the playoffs since '07. And if you know someone like me, so hardcore into sports, and to not be able to enjoy a playoff berth since '07, 13 or 14 years ago, when I was in my 20s, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. You feel me? But it is what it is. I'm hoping this year will be the year to break that curse. All right, let me scroll down here. I'm getting kind of caught up. Wills and his brother are arguing. D. Wade, D. Rose. I don't know where we got into that NFL. Sir Luke in the building. Who dat? You dat. Nolan Saints. Love that. CD Lamb, though. Y'all sleeping? Well, it's not going to be most improved because he's a rookie, my guy. Everyone knows he's going to be a great player. Nobody's sleeping on CD Lamb. You got Ruggs. You got all these other guys, Jerry Jeudy. CD Lamb is going to be one of the top jersey sales in the NFL. He's rocking the 88 like Michael Irvin and Dez Bryant, and he's great. To me, based off his gameplay, I like him a little bit better than Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs, personally. I think he's a little bit more complete, a little flashier, than Ruggs. Ruggs has just got that, Tyreek the Freak Hill to speed as a burner, right? So there'll be some spectacular Sports Center plays. But as far as intermediate routes, he's not as good as CD Lamb, Ruggs, or Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy kind of reminds me of kind of a Marvin Harrison, Ruggs, Tyreek the Freak Hill, and CD Lamb kind of reminds me of a little bit of a hybrid of Dez Bryant, but he's got a little bit of speed with it as well. So I'm trying to put my finger on really who he's going to remind me of, but I got to be able to watch him out there before I can really make a fair assessment on how I feel that he is going to be as a pro, but I absolutely love him. All right, let me keep scrolling down. See, CD Lamb played against trash corners in SEC is where it's at. Plus, you got Dak. Check down. Ooh, Rams fans looking for a fight. The Ramily in the building. I still think that he's going to have a good year, even if he's splitting touches with Amari Cooper or Michael Gallup. CD is going to be money. Chafino will let him know. CD's a rookie. Let him know. Justin Wells in the building. So didn't we beat y'all sorry-ass Rams, though? Uh-oh. People talking shit, starting to fight. Watch out. Watch out. It's normally Eagles and Cowboys, but maybe I guess we're continuing everything in the building. Watch out, baby. It says their problem is the refs. The Nolan Saints. Is that who we're talking about? AB retired for the third time. The third time, but we'll see if it ends up being legit or not. We saw Michael Bennett retire today as well, so we'll see how that goes, if that's long-term or not. Official Young Nola. What to do, my guy. Nolan Saints in the building. Lenny D, 49ers doing Mostert dirty. Yeah, and then, you can give him Coleman money. Coleman's getting about, 4 or 5 million, and then I think Mostert's sitting around that 2 to 3 million range. Give him a little money. Pay that man. Exactly. He deserves it. Just like Ruiz said, pay that man. I'll take him on Tampa Bay. Shit, I would pay him 8, 9, 10 million. I need a guy like that. You know what I mean? I'll take an underrated running back. I mean, I've always had Michael Pittmans and, these work dones. They're not the biggest name guys. You know what I mean? Bring those guys over to Tampa Bay. I'll take you. Niners need to start paying the money to some of their players. That's facts. All right, let me scroll down here. So Mostert secured the bag in the NFC Championship game. That's facts. He had a great year. Absolutely great year. And then especially splitting carries with Breida and Coleman before he got hurt. They should have a nice offense with Kyle Shanahan. And I'm excited to see how Brandon Ayuk from Arizona State steps in for Deebo Samuel since he ended up getting hurt. All right, let me keep scrolling, my guy. Said Zeke eating this year. Cowboys and Eagles fans are going to keep tearing each other up. Is Tyler Lockett underrated? To some people that don't know football, probably. I've always felt that Tyler Lockett, when he was playing with Doug Baldwin, I kept telling people, grab him in fantasy. He's got great hands, toe drag swag, grab him in fantasy. And he showed that between any wide receiver quarterback combo, you can argue that might be the best chemistry as far as the least amount of drops, the most amount of first downs, and maximizing the potential from your wide receiver. Russell Wilson and Tyler get to the door and Lockett. I think personally Tyler Lockett is a top 12 wide receiver in the league. Some people have him like 15 or 16, but if you just look at his numbers, if you give him enough opportunities now, DK Metcalf's on the other side. You got Chris Carson, so they're going to mix up the carries and the targets and the looks. You had Will Dissly, do some damage last season as well. But I love Tyler Lockett. I think he's very underrated. And even when he was competing with Doug Baldwin at the end, I thought he was a better wide receiver. And he's a great route runner, and he's got very, very underrated hands. That's facts. All right, let me see. I'm scrolling. Ruiz said, no hate, just facts. He said, Van Jefferson, a better receiver than CD. Van Jefferson is nice. I like him. And let's not forget about your running back, Ruiz, Cam Akers. I can't wait for him to pop off. Once he pops off in that first game for like 100 to 130 yards, everyone's going to be like, oh, shit, now I got to go back and watch Florida State tape and see what Cam Akers is all about. But your boy has always watched him, so I already know. But a lot of the newbies, you know what I mean, they're going to have to dig deep in the tape, and that's what I'm excited about with the roster, besides Jalen Ramsey talking shit, shutting down the number one wide receiver on your team. That's going to be fun. He's going to have a full season to start from week 1 with the Los Angeles Rams. Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. What a great 1-2 combo. I can't wait. Can't fucking wait. Is the NFL going to be here? I mean, come on, man. Preseason, I need that. But I guess we gotta tone it down if we want to be safe out there. Lenny D say Marquise Goodwin is a damn speed demon. And I know you guys didn't think that I was even going to bring him up. This is the Northwest Sports Fanatics, baby. I do my research. I go super deep. I go deep, deep, deep in the paint. You feel me? Let's go. Ashton White, Giants in the building. New York Football Giants. Marquise Goodwin is too damn fast to catch. That's facts. And it's going to be tough, especially when you got Rager, right, who is a speed demon. You got Goodwin, speed demon. D-Jax, speed demon, even though he's getting older. I mean, how do you stop that? Like, honestly, like, what do? You play dime? You play nickel? You play quarters? Prevent? Well, I mean, what the fuck do you do? I don't know what you do in that scenario whatsoever. CeeDee Lamb, the best receiver in the draft. We'll see. I mean, based off highlights and things that you've seen in college, you could argue that. But there's a lot of other guys. Justin Jefferson from LSU on the Vikings. Ruggs on the Raiders. Jerry Jeudy with Luck, right? And the Broncos. And there's going to be some other guys like Rager and these other ones that are going to be kind of splash guys that are going to be able to make a name for themselves too. Let's not forget. It's just not about name recognition. They got to get out there and get it done and build chemistry with their quarterback. And that's facts. Big fucking facts. Crystal Hayes in the building. Fly, Eagles, fly. Yes, are you ready for the track team, the NFC East? Sorry about you. Look at that. What'd it do? She said hi to the host and give you a little like family. Just like your family, like this channel. I appreciate that, Crystal. I appreciate that. Fly, Eagles, fly. You know, I try to be able to be not biased, just give you, just the straight up facts, and I like to be able to give credit where credit needs to be given, especially the media. It is so one-sided, on podcasting, sport radio, ESPN, Fox Sports. So I'm glad that you like it. I'm glad your family likes it. Smash that fucking like button. Donate to your boy. Fly, Eagles, fly. They're winning the division, the NFC East this year. The Cowboys will be right on their heels, but that's just kind of how I feel, at least for today. Appreciate you, and I love you. Philadelphia, Flash Eagles. Catch us if you can. Super Bowl coming up again. Crystal's excited. I said, Lenny D, we got a track team with the names of D-Jax, Goodwin, Hightower, Quiz, Watkins, and Rager. Whew, woo, that's deadly. Heel Pock in the building. Miles Sanders, a sneaky 2,000-yard candidate, near 1,400 yards when he spent most of the season behind. Sir Luke, bang, $20 in the building, my guy. Oh, my God. Andrew A., bang, another $1. Appreciate you guys. I'm getting caught up so I can go through everything that you're saying. So Dak is a Matt Ryan. Good numbers, but hasn't proved anything. Good receivers, but still can't get it done. And I believe Ryan is a lot better than Dak, and he has Julio and Ridley and still sucks. LOL, who dat? Andrew A. in the building as well. The thing is with Dak, again, when you guys are, putting him down, right, he's not a first-round quarterback. If he was a first-round quarterback, you have every right to be able to nitpick his game besides just being on the Dallas Cowboys, okay? Right? Let's just be honest here. It's just the normal hate for Dallas Cowboys, the hate for the Dallas Cowboy players, the hate for New England Patriot players, typically Tom Brady, Gronk, regardless if they're on my Bucks or not. But if you're not a Cowboy or Patriot fan, those are the two most hated out of everyone else on the outside looking in, and that's facts. Right? But if you think about it, Dak hasn't really been that great in the red zone. But you know what I mean? But he's slowly getting better. Yeah, he's got a lot of talent around him, and he needs talent to be able to put up the numbers. He's not one of those guys that could put a team on his shoulders like a Russell Wilson or a Danger Russ. He wants that Danger Russ money, but he ain't no Danger Russ. But he's slowly getting better. year in and year out. It's not leaps and bounds better. He's never going to be Patrick Mahomes. He's never going to be Russell Wilson. He's not going to be a Carson Wentz or Aaron Rodgers. He's not that type of player. You know what I mean? But if he can just keep building his game slowly but surely, there's a shot with that franchise, even though they're kind of a cursed franchise with Jerry Jones for quite some time. I wouldn't really be shocked if they overachieve one time in the next 5 years if they decide to keep Dak around, right? And they make something like an NFC championship game. I'm not saying win the NFC championship game, but if you got good offensive line, a healthy Zeke, yum, 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 CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, Leighton Vander Esch, DeMarcus Lawrence, those guys are nice. I mean, those are players that you would take on your team. Let's be honest. That's some nice talent there. But the coaching is the problem. Jason Garrett sucks. He was a horrible coach. They hung on to him too long. Jerry Jones is like a puppeteer, always holding the strings, right? I don't like Mike McCarthy personally as coach, and I think that he doesn't like Dak Prescott. Not anything to do with black quarterback, white quarterback, or anything like that. I just think that he wants his guy coming in. So I'm not sure if that means an Aaron Rodgers trade from the Packers to the Cowboys in a couple years or getting someone that's his guy in free agency at some point. But I just think that if he's going to keep the job for 3 to 5 years and Jerry's world is going to keep him there, I'm not sure he believes in a guy that's not his. So maybe Dak can go somewhere else and succeed and get a little bit better. Imagine if Dak Prescott was on New England. Do you really think that he would be as criticized as much as he is in Dallas? Of course he would be on the New England side, but the coaching. You got to have good coaches, good play callers to be able to put you in a position to be able to get the most out of what you do. But I've seen slow improvements in Dak. And, nowhere near, let's just not get it twisted. I'm a Bucs fan, right? I'm not really big on New England or Dallas Cowboy as the teams or the players. So especially for Brady and Gronk to come to my team, initially it's like, I don't really like these guys. I mean, I'm more of a Peyton Manning, Joe Montana. I'm that type of guy. You know what I mean? I'm a Peyton Manning over Tom Brady guy all day long, and it's always been like that. You know what I mean? I always, if you compared those two guys and legacies and whatnot, and then Gronk, there's other tight ends out there. I respected him, but it's just not really my cup of tea, but they're now on my team, so I got to support them. But that's just one of those things, you'll get the hate, from the NFC East and the rest of the hate from the people that just hate Dak, hate the Cowboys, you know what I mean? But he's not as bad as people think, but he's also, in Cowboys fans' eyes, he's not as good as you guys think he is either. You know what I mean? You want to be able to ride and die for your quarterback, right? But you need to get better on third down. You need to get better in clutch situations in the fourth quarter, right? You need to have better decision-making, when to slide, throw it away, right? And be able to take a sack when needed instead of throwing that costly pick, right? But again, he's a third, fourth-round pick, not a first-round pick. So you got to think of it that way. You know what I mean? Think about even like Andy Dalton. He was a second-round pick. And he hasn't really done a whole lot. I mean, he made a little bit of a run for a few years where he made the playoffs, but he's never really been elite. He's just kind of been that average to good category, and that's kind of where Dak is right now. He needs a lot of help to be able to get him better. But, with the type of player that he is, it wouldn't be that surprising if he takes the next leap, and then he can consider himself a top 10 or top 12 quarterback, which I don't have him right now. Right? But he just needs to work on a few things where he might be able to get there. And that big question is might. I'm not saying he is, but he's still got a long ways to go. And that's facts. See you at the Super Bowl party. Facts. Said, no lie, the best wide receiver is Jerry, Judy, Henry Ruggs, Justin Jefferson, Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson, very underrated. Van Jefferson, very underrated. Let's see here. CeeDee Lamb, the best out of all the rookies receivers, but Ruggs will have the better career because he's already their number one receiver. I don't know, AK-41. Darren Waller, even though he's the tight end, they got Tyrell Williams there. And who's going to get him the football for those deep looks? Or if it's just going to be like a quick hitch or a screen pass, and then he's going to go 60 and take it to the house. Is it going to be Carr? I don't know if he can get him the ball. Even Mariota is probably better at threading the needle. And that might not be the guy for him either. So, I don't know. We will see. We will see if Ruggs can end up being even as good as Tyreek the Freak Hill. We will see. No Chris Godwin at most improved. No, No, because we're going from last season and going into this season. How much more is his numbers going to escalate from last year to this year? He already proved that he was a top 6 wide receiver last season with Mike Evans. You had 2 of the top 6 wide receivers in the league with a booty-ass Jameis Winston. So I already know Godwin is going to be the man. Godwin has a great chance to put up better numbers than Gronk, Mike Evans, or anyone else on the team. He's that good. He's got the best hands on the team, and Mike Evans has amazing hands. Godwin's hands are better, and he can run all the routes. They actually did an NFL Network highlight package about 2 days ago, I believe, of the best catch of Chris Godwin every game last season. And I recommend that if you don't know about Chris Godwin for fantasy football, I told you last season, right before the season started, the 2 wide receivers that were going to break out 110% were Chris Godwin from my Bucks and Michael Gallup from the Cowboys, and I was fucking right. When you watch tape, you just know, and Godwin is going to be the man. And hopefully he gets a little bit more respect, not only just in Madden, but from the rest of the league. But if we're on prime time 5 times a year, it's going to be kind of hard to not be able to be like, damn, look at Chris Godwin. And you got to think Penn State, the Nittany Lions, they breed some beasts. Let me tell you, Saquon Barkley, Miles Sanders, Chris Godwin. And let's not forget about K.J. Hamler. Who? K.J. Hamler on the Denver Broncos. You'll know who he is with Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy this season. Drew Lock is going to be able to do some nice things. And they're a little bit ahead of the curve than the Raiders, in my personal opinion, at this point. My sister Kim is a Las Vegas Raider fan. Question, does Tampa Bay play Philadelphia this year? That's a good question. I'd have to look at the schedule. I've been so busy grinding with all the different, show ideas and film study. I haven't actually got really time to sit down to evaluate every single person's schedule, let alone my own. So I don't know if we play each other this year, but I bet someone that's an Eagles fan, would be able to let you know, because they're all over it. They'll have it probably on their computer as their screensaver or on their phone. But like I said, for me, I'm not just following my Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm following every single team in the NFL, and think about how hard that is to be on point and know what you're talking about with all 32 teams. There's nobody on YouTube that does that today besides me. So, it's one of those things where let me know, Eagles fans, do we play each other this year? If I had to take a guess, I'm going to say no, because you play each team, in the separate conferences, once every, 4 years or so. So I don't think that we're playing Philly this year, but I may be wrong. Let me know if we play you guys this season. And if we do, I can't wait. Official Young Nola, I'm just waiting to see my boy AK-41 back breaking everybody, breaking ankles, taking names. That is facts. I can't wait for that as well. Give you a big hug and a like. Crystal Hayes, appreciate you. Tampa Bay, let me see. Tampa. Okay, I feel you, Nola. I'm coming, though. I'm coming, baby. Northwest Sports Fanatics is better than ESPN and NFL Network. That's facts. Appreciate that. And like I said, the only network that I watch is NFL Network. That's the only one that I really respect. And like I said, you can listen to podcasts. You can listen to Fox Sports, Skip and Shannon, Colin Cowherd, Get Up, and all these shows. All of them, to me, are kind of trash. And Skip and Shannon is decent. I mean, if you like the arguing back and forth, because, Skip is an idiot. Shannon is smart, and he's correct. He's the logical, down-to-earth one that has to put Skip in his place. But that's not the type of TV that I like to watch. I don't like to watch an episode of, like, The Bachelor, or The Bachelorette. Give me some straight fire, and give me some personalities that aren't going to be too biased. Give me something like NFL Network, like Good Morning Football. Give me Kay Adams, give me Nate Burleson, give me Schrags, give me Kyle Brandt. That is what you need to watch for football besides the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Or give me Colleen Wolfe and NFL Total Access. Those are the shows that I like watching besides watching the Northwest Sports Fanatics and doing this for all of y'all. But I try to make it entertaining, and I'm glad that we have such a great fanatic family, because I really do put in all my passion, all my love, all my energy, and I really feel that you're not going to get it right down the middle anywhere else. I mean, that's why we have grown the way that we have, but I need your guys' help to be able to tell your friends or get some other people to sub to the channel so we can get to that 20,000 mark and we can hit the matrix. Because once we hit 20,000, then it'll start snowballing a little bit further. But we're at like 19,300 and some change. So we need like 600 and a little bit of subs. You know what I mean? So I know we'll get there sooner than later. We already broke the 3 million view mark. Oh, bang! Another $10 by Sir Luke. But you guys are the best fans, on YouTube, period. You guys are the most passionate. You guys are the smartest. You guys, obviously show the most love. And like I said, it really makes me feel appreciated with all the hard work and the energy that I do. And obviously, if I'm saying something that's not true, we got plenty of y'all to call me out, or we can call each other out, based on what people are saying, because this is the Fanatic family. Everyone is welcome, no matter even if you love the Cowboys or the Patriots. You're welcome here on this channel, and that's facts. Said, you'll never blow out the Saints like that, bro. Who are you talking to? You talking to me, Nola? Or are you talking to the Eagles fans? We'll see. We'll see. So LMAO, laugh my ass off. Eagles taking a fat L. Eagles and the Saints. I mean, both teams are number one in their divisions going into this season. So, I mean, it could really go either way. I like my chances of my Bucks going into the Dome and winning. And I know a lot of people think that's crazy, but if we don't turn the football over, anything is possible. Why not? How many teams could go in to the Dome and get a W? Tampa Bay with Tom Brady could at least compete for a few quarters. The Baltimore Ravens with Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, definitely with the Chiefs. And there's a few others. I mean, it's going to be tough. But, I mean, I really want to show, not only Saints fans, but just the whole league, hey, we're here, especially if we win that week 1, or if we end up losing that week 1 game by like 3. Like if we get it like right down to the end, I mean, I can handle that. I just don't want to get blown out in that first game, but I don't think that's going to happen. I just think with all the weapons that I have on offense and defense, no Jameis Winston, I just don't see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting really blown out by anybody this season. So, and that's exciting because a lot of games that I lost last year, were by a touchdown or less. So, and that's with booty-ass Jameis Winston going for 33 touchdowns and fucking 30 picks. A 30 for 30 story that no one wants to watch, the Jameis Winston story. But unless he, that LASIK surgery works and Breeze gets hurt and he gets a chance to be like Teddy Two Gloves and Teddy Bridgewater, I don't know. Maybe he can revitalize his career. I have no idea if he will. We will see. I'm ready, though. I am ready. CD is like Keenan Allen, in my opinion. Yeah, I think Keenan Allen is underrated. To me, he's the most underrated wide receiver in the league. And then the number 2 underrated wide receiver in the league to me is Kenny Golladay. I feel that those two guys never get enough respect that they deserve. Like Kenny Golladay, I was looking at his film today. 65 receptions, 1,190 yards, 11 TDs. That's crazy. Second most yards and deep targets and 546 yards last season. You know what I mean? No one gives Kenny Golladay the love, and you're going to get a healthy Matthew Stafford. So I'm really excited to see him ball out. And I think that if you can get a good combination of Kerryon Johnson and DeAndre Swift with the rest of the guys they have at wide receiver, I think the Lions could make the playoffs this season, just like the Cardinals and a few other sleeper teams. Rams, Cardinals, Lions. Maybe my Buccaneers. We might be able to slide in there and make it happen. I know some people don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. Hayden Kim in the building. What it do? Tyler Lockett, severely underrated. I agree with that. I like to give him a lot of credit, though. I think that he's earned a lot of the praise. And if you watch the Toe Drag Swag, who's better than him? Bang! $10. Bang! $20. Sir Luke, my guy. Andrew A. in the building. $1. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Wentz already has finished a full season. And guess what? He's going to be able to do it again. No more of that, he can't stay healthy talk. That's just bitter talk between the Cowboys and the Eagles fans. But it is one of the best rivalries in football. And that's why I absolutely love watching the NFC East. It's probably my most enjoyable conference in the whole entire NFL to watch, the NFC East. So much hate from you guys. You guys just have so much hate in your bones. It just drives me wild, man. It's just crazy, but I love it because it's the passion of the game. You don't really hear a lot of shit talking from the Redskin fans and the Giants fans just yet, but once they start getting into that 9 to 10 win range and they start competing with the Eagles and the Cowboys a little bit more, then you're going to start seeing the Giants fans and the Redskins fans talking a little bit more shit. And that's going to be a fun time when you can have all 4 teams, in the running of 8 wins or more. That's when it's really going to get juicy and exciting moving forward. And that's facts. Another $10. Bang, Sir Luke. Who dat for all the Saints fans in here? Nolans Saints, 5-0 4 in the building. I'm in the 503 from Oregon to Nolens. Represent. If Breeze does get hurt, I truly believe Jameis can win and do better than Teddy. Well, we'll see. We will see. I would actually go with Taysom. Taysom Hill, but he's like that Swiss Army knife, so they don't want to take that out of the lineup. But as far as Taysom Hill can play like 5 different positions: quarterback, running back, tight end, wide receiver, kick returner, punt returner. Jameis can only play QB, so they're going to give him the keys if Breeze goes down. But I would rather have Taysom Hill get in there and show what he can do. Calvin Griffin in the building. What to do, my guy? Hopefully everything is good. And I'm going to go back and do the show over one more time before I end the stream so you guys can go over my list. And it's a good one. And I have to definitely give a lot of love to everyone that's in the room right now, regardless if you're an Eagle fan, regardless if you're a Cowboy fan, in any other team that you're in the building. Blake's in the building. Blake Midget in the building. Do you think DJ Moore has a chance of becoming a top 5 wide receiver overall after next season? No. Last year, he was at the top of the league in yards and missed the last 2 games. I love DJ Moore. He's never going to be considered by the outsiders as a top 5 wide receiver, but if he keeps working hard with Curtis Samuel and runs CMC, you got to think they're the only team that has new coach, new coordinators, and a new quarterback in the NFL. So there's not a lot of hope, and you lost Luke Kuechly, and you lost Cam Newton. So let me say that again. You ended up losing the head coach, Riverboat Ron. All the coordinators are new, and you have a new quarterback. You're the only team in the NFL that has a new coach, a new quarterback, all new coordinators, and you lost Luke Kuechly and Cam Newton. There's not a lot of expectations there, right? But I do like DJ Moore. He's that bigger wide receiver that you thought that was going to be from some of the other guys that they've had in the past. You've had Steve Smith, you had Mushin Muhammad, who were solid, right? Kelvin Benjamin was supposed to be that type of guy, but he kind of burnt out and then got fat. Remember that? Right? But I'd like DJ Moore a lot. And you know what I mean? He reminds me of kind of like DJ Shark. You know what I mean? He just needs opportunities. But the thing is, Cam Newton at quarterback is going to be different than Teddy Two Gloves. Can Teddy Two Gloves get him the football in the right spots? Within 15 yards or so? Yeah. But what about 20 yards and deep? Does he have the arm strength to be able to not just dink and doink and do slants, hitches, screen passes? Because I kind of feel that they're going to go really run heavy with CMC, and he's not going to throw the ball downfield that often. But if he does, it's going to be DJ Moore. But I just don't think, and I'm just being honest, it's not me being a Buccaneer fan and just being a Panther hater. If you ask that question to anyone that's in the comment section right now, if DJ Moore will ever be a top 5 wide receiver in this league when he's all said and done, not one person is going to say yes. And that's not just being a hater, right? But no one thinks DJ Moore is that talented to be top 5 when you're in the runnings with guys like, can't guard Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Julio, and then you guys got like Mike Evans and Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams. I mean, there's so many different guys, and then guys like Tyler Lockett, guys that are already ahead of them that are kind of considered mid-tier. And then you got guys like DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown, these other guys, Scary Terry McLaurin. So, I mean, it's not a disrespect thing. It's, I'm being honest, right? But I do love DJ Moore, but he's got a long ways to go. For DJ Moore, he just needs to be the best DJ Moore that he can be. And if he does that, he can be a top 15 wide receiver in this league. But they got a lot going against him as they're going into the season. But maybe that's how Coach Rule likes it, to have all this expectations, to do it right away. It's going to take a couple years. But I like Derek Brown. I like Spider Burns, you know what I mean, the draft pick that they had from last year. Brian Burns, from Florida State. So I watch a lot of Panthers games very closely, but it's going to take them time to kind of rekindle the magic that the Panthers had from years past. So NFL top 5 most improved NFC teams going into 2020, not just teams, but the players. NFL top 5 most improved players in the NFC 2020 with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, like the many, many grateful fans in the chat have already done today. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. The best in NFL coverage on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, podcasting, TV in general. It's here, your number one source for NFL content, either reaction videos, live streams, or original content live streams. Your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Number 5. Bang! $9.99. Keep the party going. Nyland Saints in the building. Let's fucking go. Represent Nyland Saints. The NFC South is very heavy in the room. Very heavy in the NFC East and very heavy in the NFC South, just like I like it. Eagles, Cowboys, Saints, Panthers, Buccaneers, and then maybe we'll get a Falcons fan at some point if they start off the year 3-0. Then they'll just come out of the woodworks. I'm not guaranteeing it, but we will see. So number 5 is the thumbnail on the top right. It is my guy from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady. All right, so last year was not a very good year for him, but I think he will improve dramatically this season. In 2019, 37.4% completion percentage under pressure. Booty, like the bottom 3 in the NFL, but that no Gronk, no N'Keal Harry. A lot of the players got hurt on the offensive line and the wide receiving core, so it makes sense. You didn't have your check down guy on third down in Gronk. It makes sense. 67.4 passer rating, ew, with targets aligned wide. Well, if you didn't have any guys that could go deep, it makes sense, right? Tom Brady, 34 drops last season for the Patriots wide receiving core. Guess what? Tampa Bay won't drop those. 5th most last season with 34 drops. No wonder Brady looks shitty. Evans lined up wide. Godwin can line up in the slot or wide. Tyler Johnson, my rookie from Minnesota, can do all that as well. Godwin, Gronk, Mike Evans equals less drops, better productivity. Gronk as a blocker will help the running game. The offense has a chance to be top 5 this season with a few other teams like the Chiefs, the Ravens, and let's not forget about the Nyland Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We all have a chance to show out as our offenses are going to shine. Number 5, Tom Brady. He will bounce back. Believe that. Number 4, one of my favorite wide receivers of all time. Every time this guy plays, he ends up in a Super Bowl. What an amazing career for this guy. You might have remembered him with Big Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. He can get to a Super Bowl there, and he did. Following Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. He ended up getting to a Super Bowl there. Are you surprised? I'm not. He got one there. And then he goes to the San Francisco 49ers. Bang, bang, Niner gang, right? Didn't win one, obviously, because you're going against Patrick the Clone Mahomes. But he is a guy now that has a chance to do something really special to make a Super Bowl with 4 different teams at wide receiver. I'm not sure if any player in NFL history would able to achieve something so special like that. 66 receptions, 869 yards, 5 TDs last season, splitting time with the Broncos and the Niners, okay? This is going to be something where he has a chance to get 70 to 80 receptions, even with Jared Cook cooking up the competition and can't guard Mike. You can't guard him. You only hope to contain him, the best wide receiver in the game. But Emmanuel Sanders has a great shot to get 10 to 12 TDs, get those yards up to about 1,000 to 1,300, and get those receptions up at least 10 or 12 more, possibly 15. And I'm really excited to see what Emmanuel Sanders can do, not only against my Bucks, the Panthers, and the Falcons, but he's going to tear everyone up. And I think Drew Brees is going to find one of his favorite connections. Instead of going to Jared Cook sometimes on third down, you're going to go to a guy that's got a little bit better hands as a wide receiver. And we're talking about my boy, Emmanuel Sanders at number 4. Watch for him to have an amazing season this year. Tom Brady at 5, Emmanuel Sanders at number 4. Number 3, this running back got his team to the Super Bowl. You know, you had Coleman, you had Breida, and he was kind of third option. You know, he was just kind of like the redheaded stepchild. You didn't really know what you were going to get from this Raheem Mostert guy. I mean, what was this guy going to do? Was he actually going to ball, right? And then he says he wants to leave because he's only going to get 2 to 3 milli, and they're paying busted ass, injury ass Coleman about 5. Matt Breida's gone. He's in Miami with Tua Tagovailoa. So now it's your team with Kyle Shanahan, Raheem. All right, you led all qualified backs last season with yards per rush outside the tackles with 6.2 yards per carry, 772 yards on the ground, 8 TDs. You're going to smash those fucking numbers, especially with Breida not there. Coleman's busted ass will probably get hurt again, so I'm not counting on him to be able to be there healthy for the full season. And I'll tell you what, I would have Raheem Mostert on my team, on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I absolutely love him. And there was only 3 guys that I believe that averaged more than 5 yards per carry. Raheem Mostert, Mark Ingram, and Derrick Henry. Let me say that again. Raheem Mostert, Mark Ingram, and Derrick Henry. So Mark Ingram and Derrick Henry, you can believe it, but you're like, damn, Raheem Mostert? He was averaging about 5 per carry? Well, shit, if he was doing 6.2 outside the tackles, it shows you how great of a runner he really is. He's going to get over 1,000 yards. He's going to get double-digit touchdowns, and I'm going to call it right now on the channel before the season starts. When the season is over, Raheem Mostert will be a top 10 running back stat-wise at the end of the year. Top 10 running back at the end of the year, Raheem Mostert, if he can stay healthy. Number 3, Raheem Mostert, a sleeper just like Chris Carson here on the Seahawks in the Northwest. Number 2 used to be the fish god. Now he's the desert god. His last name is Drake, but we're not talking Aubrey. We're talking Kenyon Drake on the Arizona Cardinals. Guess what? David Johnson is gone. Do you see the theme here? You have one running back that used to be there. Now it's time for someone else to shine, all right? He reached 15 miles per hour on 26.8% of rushes as a Cardinal, significantly faster than when he was on the Dolphins. Busted-ass David Johnson, get your ass out of here. I love me some Kenyon Drake. He's a poor man's Nick Chubb, and I absolutely love him. He's going to dominate the league this season. You got an up-tempo offense. You got Kyler Murray. You got Kenyon Drake. You got D-Hop, DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitz, Andy Isabella, Christian Kirk. And let's not forget about the flip side. You got Chandler Jones, a top 5 defensive player in the whole entire NFL, in my opinion. I have him at number 5 out of all the players on defense. He's that damn good. Budda Baker on the back end, and then their new stud coming in from Clemson, Isaiah Simmons. And he's got just a rocket pack when he goes out and tries to tackle people. Isaiah Simmons could be the next Darius Leonard for the Colts, and I can't wait to see him watch and get out there and dominate the football field just like Chase Young and the Washington Redskins. Kenyon Drake at number 2. Watch for him to dominate. He's got a great chance to be in the top 12 or top 10 at the end of the year as well. A sleeper in fantasy. Raheem Mostert, Kenyon Drake. And then at number 1, I had to slide in a little honorable mention, all right, because we already know it's going to be Fly, Eagles, Fly, and Miles Booby Sanders. But just as an extra little Salt Bay on the top, a little cherry on top, a player that no one is really giving any recognition. We're hearing Raygor. We're hearing D-Jax. We're hearing all the names, Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert. You're hearing all these names in the media. What's the one guy that you're not hearing from? Marquise Goodwin. Underrated, a speedster, a burner. You got him, Raygor, and D-Jax. I mean, I don't know if there's a trio that's as fast as them in this entire NFL. Maybe the guys on the Kansas City Chiefs, the Legion of Zoom, will be able to battle you out with McCole Hardman, Tyreek the Freak Hill, and Sammy Watkins. But I'll tell you what, for those Eagles in the NFC, I'll take a lot of that, yes, please. And he is going to be able to help Carson Wentz in more ways than one. Check it out. Wentz completed only 11 of 44 deep passes at wide receiver last year, and he's a top 4 quarterback in this league. Let me say that again. Wentz completed only 11 of 44 deep passes. Not good, but everyone was hurt last year, so that's a big reason why. But now, with Marquise Goodwin, with D-Jack, Raygor, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, Alshon Jeffrey, so bad it hurt Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, Carson Wentz, and Miles Booby Sanders, you have a lot of weapons to make a lot of fucking plays. And my number 1, Fly, Eagles, Fly, we're talking about my boy, Miles Booby Sanders. Just like Josh Jacobs got all the pub as being a top 10 running back last season, he beat the curve because his stats were better than Miles Sanders. But these guys from Penn State never, ever, ever take them for granted. 16 games played last season. 818 yards on the ground, respectable, but only 3 TDs last season on the ground. He's much better than that. And guess what? He'll get over 1,000 yards this season, a chance to get 11 to 1,400 yards, and he'll go from 3 TDs on the ground, in my opinion, somewhere between 6 and 10 on the ground, and he had 50 receptions for 63 targets. That means he's got stickum on his hands. He's got great hands from the backfield, 509 yards and 3 TDs in the air. So he accumulated for 6 TDs and then roughly 1,300 and a little bit in change in yards. It looks like 1,327 yards and 6 TDs. He has a great shot to get 2,000 yards combined and get close to that, I would say, 12 to 14 touchdowns total with on the ground and in the air, 14, 15. So I'm really excited to be able to see what he can do. And if he's going to have a great season, guess what? The Eagles will have a great season and win that NFC East. And that's facts. And that is my list. And I got a lot of other guys that I could have put on that list. Kenny Golladay and a few others that I know, Jalen Ramsey. There's quite a few guys that I could have put on there, but these are the ones that I really feel that are going to show out. Brian Chaffino, $1. Sir Luke, $5. Sir Luke, $5. Sir Luke, $20. Andrew A, $1. Sir Luke, $10. Sir Luke, $5. So many dollars. Calvin Griffin, $10. God, you guys are good to me. Damn, you guys are good to me. You guys are the best fans on fucking planet Earth. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so fucking much. So I didn't want to go online too long. But like I said, I wanted to make sure I had a great show for you guys. I've been trying to pin these live streams to about an hour to hour and a half, so it's easy for anyone to watch after I go, after live is over, so they want to kind of catch up and watch it. So I'm going to end the stream now, even though I could go for another hour or two. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. NFL Top 5 Most Improved Players in the NFC in 2020 with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. And a special shout out to all the people that donated today. Brian Chaffino, $1. Sir Luke, $5. Sir Luke, $5. Sir Luke, $20. Andrew A, $1. Sir Luke, $10. Sir Luke, $5. Gosh, you guys are good to me. Calvin Griffin, $10. Wow. Amazing fans that you guys are. I put in the grind, I put in the work, and you guys show the love back. I'm going to have another fantastic live stream and show for you either tomorrow or the following day. Bang! Another $1.99 from the Nolans Saints fans in the building. Calvin Griffin, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best fans on YouTube, the most passionate, the most engaging. I love the NFC East. I love the NFC South. And most of all, I love y'all. You guys are the best. And like I said, I got to keep it spicy. Like Salt Bay, we're getting closer and closer. Bang! Another $2.99 from Calvin Griffin. Woo! Let's go, baby. But I got to keep it spicy as we're getting closer to the NFL season. If we're not going to have preseason, your boy's going to come up with the original content for shows just like I always do. This is all me, and I'm going to do the research. I'm going to watch the film, and as soon as I'm done with this, NFL Network, NFL Total Access, Good Morning Football, YouTube, any type of team websites, I'm on it. So I got probably another 5 hours of film study and research to do. Bang! Another $4.99, Calvin Griffin. Thank you so much, brother. So much love. Thank you, man. And like I said, I hope that the Saints fans enjoyed this stream, the Eagles fans, the Cowboys fans. You guys are the fucking best. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And stay tuned for another great live stream coming to you on YouTube by the #1 source for NFL reaction videos, live streams, anything NFL. It's here. It's your boy, Orion, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics, the biggest free agent in the NFL social media world, your boy. And I'm going to keep grinding and keep improving and keep making sure that you guys have a great time with the NFL until we get to the NFL season and beyond. Almost getting closer and closer to that 20,000 subscriber mark. So help your boy out. Share it with any friends or family that you know that love football, that want to be entertained. And make sure you guys stay safe. Wash them hands. And I'll be back very, very soon. Calvin Griffin, so much love there at the end with all the donations. Thank you so much. Nolans Saints in the building. Have a great rest of your night. And I will be back sooner than later. Your #1 source for NFL coverage, the Northwest Sports Fanatics. And I am out. Sir Luke, I'm out. Hey, guy, everybody, appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Go back and watch the live stream if you ended up missing it, and I will be back again very soon. Love you guys. Peace.